Grace and peace to you. Welcome to Morning Watch. I'm Rob, one of the pastors here at White Plains. Glad to have you with us today on a Thursday. So happy you are here whenever you're watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing, liking, all of that stuff, and commenting. Always nice to know folks are out there. This is where we gather for a song and a thought for the day. A cup of coffee. Good morning, Kenna. Good morning again to you whenever you're watching. Thanks for being here. All right, let's begin our time together by going to God in prayer with this wonderful prayer by Stephen Charleston. Oh Lord, help me call a blessing down, for I think our poor old world needs it. A blessing of peace, a blessing of the ordinary, a blessing of national life without chaos and personal life without fear. Help me pray a healing down, for I know how much we need it. A strengthening of the bonds between us, simple respect and patient listening, a new beginning for us all. Help me welcome the sacred down, the wide-winged spirit drawn from every corner of heaven to walk among us once more, to show us again how it can be when justice is the path and love the destination. Amen and amen. All right, so here is a song that is a road trip song for me. I have a playlist called Road Trip, which is, just a collection of songs that if they come on, I might be tempted to press the gas a little harder, right? And hey, Terry. Hey, Robin. Good morning. And this one is definitely on that list. And as we begin, really, this book, Ladder to the Light, we've done a couple of days now on the introduction to it, and we're going to launch into the first rung of the ladder today, which is faith. And so that's sort of like beginning a journey. Starting a book is always like beginning a journey for me. And here is, even in this case, a book I've read, but nonetheless, starting a journey with you. So here's the song by John Hyatt called Before I Go. Many miles before I go. Great, great song. Morning Ropes on the wires, asking questions and showing signs. Shivering with truth, they're lighting fires all down the line. I will try, I will stumble, but I will fly. He told me so, proud and high, low and humble. Many miles before I go. Many miles before I go. Proud and high, low and humble. Many miles before I go. Many miles before I go. There you go. That is a lot of fun. What a song by John Hyatt. You know, Have a Little Faith in Me. Great songwriter. Before I Go, if you want to look that up, the John Hyatt version is obviously a little better than mine. But a great fun song to start a journey with. All right, so the pattern of this book, as we discussed a little bit, is we're going to read one of his posts. This is Bishop Stephen Charleston, an indigenous storyteller, member of the Choctaw Nation, Episcopal priest, former Episcopal bishop of Alaska, advocate for justice for his people and indeed for our world. Posted his inspiration from the Spirit on Facebook for many years. He actually stopped posting this year because of some health concerns. Just time to get into something different, but for over a decade he did that. So longer than we've been doing our little morning watch thing here. A value of persistence, I think, on his part. But we'll do his posts are fairly short, and then he has a little bit of reflection that he's added to them. The rung of faith. And remember, we're using the metaphor of the kiva, the Native American, almost like a temple that is in the ground, where it draws our attention to our groundedness, our connection to the earth and to each other. And then we climb out of darkness into light. Made for freedom. We are not made for resignation. Passive acceptance is not the code written into our spirit. If that were true as a species, we would have vanished long ago. Instead, for millennia, we have shaken off the temptation to simply accept reality and the demand that we bend the knee. And we have stood up to struggle against the odds, to change the situation, and to find an answer and healing. Those deep drives are the energy that we call hope. Those active forces are what determine our future. We are not made for resignation, but for freedom. And Stevenson goes on to write that many people today are living underground. They're living in darkness because they cannot clearly see how history is unfolding. On the surface, things seem chaotic. Culture wars rage, dividing people into opposing factions. Political parties become entrenched. Governments become gridlocked. Social institutions appear ineffective in restoring confidence. The courts are jammed, the prisons are overflowing, racism creeps into any open space it can find, and old fears of human sexuality crawl into the fractures that separate us. Religion preaches a good game, but it seems unable to sway the hearts of humanity toward hope. Law is less about keeping order than keeping control. The gap between those living in luxury and those struggling to make ends meet grows wider every day. Meanwhile, the greed that drives exploitation ravages the earth, stealing any inheritance of beauty from our children and giving them a future with more natural disasters, pandemics, and conflicts than we have ever known. Right now, a small number of people absorb an enormous amount of what the earth can give. She cannot give more, and when it is all taken, there will be none left, not even for the few. The light toward which we climb is the light of common sense. We recognize that we will have to make some deep changes. We'll need to find sustainability. We'll need to establish balance in the use of resources, in the fairness of distribution, and in the ethic of justice for all. Peace is not free. It comes at the price of entitlement and privilege. Peace is not free. It comes at the price of entitlement and privilege. Before we put a single foot on the ladder, we must be prepared for what it will take to reach the top. Is it any wonder that many of us feel our only option is to keep our heads down? We go underground. Emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually, we go underground. And some of us confuse the kiva with a bomb shelter. Believing the world to be irredeemable, believing the worst is yet to come, we take the survivalist option to find a private hideout and stay there. In our cynicism, we think every man is for himself. We decide to grow used to living in darkness, accepting our reality as a fearful place that we cannot change. But for my ancestors, the kiva was nothing like a bomb shelter. It was a waiting room, a place of new beginnings, formation, wisdom, and transformation. The kiva was underground not as a shelter, but as a seed. Not as a shelter, but as a seed. Its darkness was fertile, not fearful. The image of the kiva was the image of a womb, an environment redolent with the power of creation. In this spiritual context, going into the kiva was going underground for a positive reason, to be closer to the generative forces of the spirit. Is the darkness above a reality? Yes, it is. Is the darkness in the kiva real? Yes, I see the darkness all around me, just as you may see it, and as the people in the New England parish that I read about in the introduction saw it. But I see darkness in the kiva the way my ancestors did, through the eyes of faith. Faith is the first rung on the ladder to light, because faith is perception. A long time ago, my ancestors came to view the world with a profound spiritual understanding. We do not believe because we see. We see because we believe. We do not believe because we see. We see because we believe. Or as one of my favorite bands, Bono and U2, sing, packing up a suitcase for a place that has to be seen, that has to be believed to be seen. It has to be believed to be seen. All right. Well, there you are. We've just set our foot on the first rung of the ladder. We'll be there for a couple of days at least. So as you consider faith and how to find faith and what that might mean for stepping out of darkness and into light in this season after Epiphany and after Christmas, I'll rejoice that we are on the path together. All right. Thanks for being here. May you find peace and purpose in this day. And I will look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for another Morning Watch. Take care. Talk to you soon.